Do you know how many unfinished novels and memoirs are out there, hiding in drawers, collecting dust, wondering why they've been there, left there to languish? I don't know. I have that picture of like counting beans in a jar. There must be thousands and thousands and thousands of unfinished creative projects out, writing projects out there. And it's one of the biggest struggles writers have is to finish a project from start to finish. So, how can you make sure that the manuscript and book that you're working on doesn't end up like so many stuck in a drawer, unfinished? Maybe it's even half finished on your computer. It's not even printed out. So, one challenge writers have is that they start the project and there's energy and inspiration, and then they kind of like things kind of get sticky, stuck. And they think the problem is the writing, themselves as a writer. But here's the thing, all writers, at some point, a story gets sticky and we have to start to unwind and puzzle it out so we can go forward. So, first off, that first block is like, what's wrong with me? And I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with you. Part of the process is unpuzzling when you get stuck, when you run up against that. I can feel it in my body. I know it so well. I know, like, oh, this is the part that if I don't make it through, I'm not going to finish this story. So, to really pay attention to the body when you reach that place of like gridlock almost, and just softening and knowing this is part of the process. So, that's one thing. The second thing is to ask yourself, if you're writing a novel, or a memoir, can you break it down? Is it a series of short essays, of short vignettes, of short stories? And the reason I say that is because when we have success writing something small from beginning to end, then we're more likely to finish the longer thing and the longer thing. And even if we just write a series of short pieces, that collection of short pieces creates a bigger, longer project over time, right? It's like laying one brick down, laying another brick down, and eventually the bricks build a wall or a house or whatever you're building with those bricks. So when you look at your project, can you break it down? If you are absolutely hell-bent on writing long form and not breaking it down, you can still break it down. Chapters, scenes, scene by scene by scene. So look at how you can parse it out and break it down. Because starting small, little bit at a time, builds the house, builds the fence, builds the wall. The third thing is accountability, right? Having someone or something to be accountable to so that you actually complete your work and submit it. Maybe you submit it to a friend. Maybe this friend is someone you exchange work with once a month, maybe a couple of times a week. Maybe you find a coach or a story midwife to support you in your process to make sure that you are actually moving forward in the writing. Deadlines are also things you can be accountable to. So if you do a Google search on upcoming contests, perhaps you want to enter a contest and you look at the date and you go, okay, by that date, I'm going to finish my story. Or if you're writing longer form, like give yourself some time. Don't just sort of put a deadline 2 months from now, but maybe in a year, maybe there's a full length novel contest or a memoir contest, and you can submit to those. So having deadlines really helps. You put the pressure, a little bit of external pressure, and you end up creating and writing and finishing your project so you can get it out into the world.